Good morning, everybody. It's an honor for me to be invited to take part in this forum. When all the cities around the world are talking about how to become a city of creativity and a city of innovation, this forum is very, very appropriate. Well, I haven't done a PowerPoint presentation for a long time, but today, since we only have 15 to 20 minutes, and I'd like to talk about a couple of the projects that I'm very involved with. So I thought some of you may not be familiar with these projects, and actually one of the projects is still under construction, so I think some visual images might help. Well, we pride ourselves in Hong Kong that we are a city that is excited by design and driven by design. For several decades already, Hong Kong has been a regional design hub. For a long time, Hong Kong, because we're a very metropolitan city, so one of our strengths is we have been able to attract a lot of international people from the creative industry from around the world to come and live and work in Hong Kong. So for decades, we had naturally become a regional hub for architecture, for advertising, for design, for film, and for arts and culture. But in the past, we never were very organized in promoting design. But since Hong Kong was returned to China in 1997, we felt that we had become a rather unique city because we are a city economy of 7 million people, which is not large. Although already in 1997 we were ranked as the 11th largest trading economic entity in the world. But then, since 1997, we became a part of China. And therefore, we became part of a market of 1.3 billion people and a market that was growing very fast. But still, Hong Kong maintained its own independence in many aspects. We have a different legal system. We have a different status as an individual member of WTO. Therefore, we are still a duty-free and tax-free, pretty much tax-free city. We have a very low taxation. And we have pretty free access to a huge market. But on the other hand, we were also going to face a lot of increased competition from other major cities in China, such as Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, Shenzhen, etc. And they were moving forward very fast. So we felt that perhaps it's about time we should organize our creative industry a little bit more. So 4 design associations came together and formed an alliance, and we proposed to the government to help us develop our first design center. Next. So this was the very first building we were in. It's actually a very small heritage building of only about 6,000 square feet or 600 square meters. It's a very prestigious building, but it's very small. And the government gave us a small grant to start the center going. We started with about 5 employees, and today we have about 45 employees. So we did grow quite a bit. Next. So this is how the building looks like. But since then, we rapidly grew out of this building. So after about 5 years, we moved out of this building. And this building today is used by former chief executives of our government. So our first chief executive, Mr. Tong, is now having his office here. So and also this building has significant historical values because a lot of the China-UK negotiations prior to our handover took place in this building. Next. And of course, one of our flagship projects, it's the annual Business of Design Week. This is a very big design event which we hold in Hong Kong in early December every year. And this is the program that Nanzhou Sang talked about. We have a whole week of design-related conference, but it's named the Business of Design Week because we like to focus on the aspects of design as a business. Therefore, our scope is very wide. We cover all aspects of design, from industrial design to fashion design to communication design to digital media to architecture and culture and city planning as well. And since 10 years ago, we started a partner country scheme. So each year we invite a country to become a partner country, and we have a whole week of events. We have over 100 presenters, and we offer that partner country roughly 1/3 of the presentation slots. So each year that country would bring a large contingent of the best of their design talents, and companies that are interested in design, supporting design, to come to Hong Kong to take a major part in the event. Of course, the event is not just about Hong Kong. It's not just about the partner country. It's very global. It's really meant to be a platform, an international platform, for the world to learn more about what's happening in design in Asia, and likewise for Asia to learn about what is the state of the art of design around the world. Because when we started the Design Center, when we started to conceptualize Design Center about 12 years ago, we thought about our positioning, and we decided we should not even attempt to position Hong Kong as the leading design hub of China. First of all, we don't believe there is such a thing as a leading design hub, because in every region there will be many design hubs, but each would have its own strength and its own weaknesses. If you look at Europe, London is a design hub, Paris is a design hub, Milan is a design hub, Copenhagen is a design hub, but the strengths and weaknesses are very different. In North America, New York is a design hub, Chicago is a design hub, San Francisco is a design hub. So therefore, we don't believe in promoting Hong Kong as the design hub. And also, we don't believe we can claim to be the design hub in China as well, because, well, it was quite obvious in time, major cities like Beijing and Shanghai will become important design hubs in China. So our interest was rather to promote Hong Kong as a very metropolitan and very international platform supporting the advancement of design. So we welcome partnership from all the countries and all the cities in Asia and all the cities that are interested in design from around the world. So it's against that background, Business of Design Week is designed accordingly. So now it has become one of the leading annual design events in Asia and perhaps in the world. Each year we have over 100,000 people participating in our events, and we have more than 10,000 delegates attending to our various conferences. And typically towards the last 3 days, we have our most important BODW Design Forum, where we invite leading design masters and major businesses that understands design to talk in the forum. Next. So this was when Japan was a partner country. But also the idea of a partner country is really not to just do a one-time Big Bang event. Our interest really is cultivating long-term collaboration. Whenever we work with a partner country, we have nearly almost 2 years of very intensive collaboration, and during which time we send many, many delegations to visit the partner country, and the partner country sends many small delegations visiting us, preparing for that event. And through these activities, we typically would open a lot of interesting dialogue, and we develop a lot of interesting new ideas for future collaboration. So in most cases, after the event is finished, the collaboration continued and continued to expand. So this is really our main interest. Next. Again, as part of the event, we have exhibitions, we have trade exhibitions, and also we have an exhibition for the public. And during the week, we have a program called Detour, meaning design tour, where, well, a little bit like Tokyo here, we work with a lot of retailers, galleries, hotels and restaurants, and we hold lots of small events throughout the city and trying to get the public to pay attention to design and to participate. So since Japan, after Japan, we had Germany, and then last year we had Denmark, and this year we'll have Belgium as our partner country. Next. Well, other than promoting design, of course, the main mission of the Design Center is to promote design locally, because we feel that our public need to be much aware of the development of design. And also, another mission is to promote Hong Kong design internationally, but also to promote the knowledge of international design in Hong Kong to our local audience. And of course, another very main mission is to cultivate a much stronger connection between the design community and the business community. Because we strongly believe, even though you have the best designer, he or she needs the best clients to end up with the best results. So for business to understand design and to understand how design professionals work and how to work with designers, we feel that is very, very important. Another aspect which we put a lot of effort into is education, particularly design education. Especially in Hong Kong, we feel that sometimes we feel that our primary school and high school education are perhaps too pragmatic. You know, they pay too little attention to culture. So in high school, our young students, until recently, were getting very limited exposure to arts and culture and architecture, and most high school graduates wouldn't really know what the design profession is about. And also, because we're a small city economy of 7 million people, we only have 2 or 3 schools or universities that specialize in design. And sometimes we feel that is not enough, because the design world is really moving forward very fast, and it's changing very fast, and is becoming a very complex and very diversified area. So as employers, we also like to see diversity. And also, our market is integrating with that of the mainland. So we may have 2 or 3 schools teaching design, but across the border in China, there might be 500 or 1,000 schools teaching design. So employers will not be employing designers from one region, but they'll employ designers from all over the region. Therefore, it's important that our educational institutions have a clear strategic focus going forward. This is the Hong Kong Design Institute. It's part of an organization called the Vocational Training Council, which is directly under our Ministry of Education. About 10 years ago, we approached the Vocational Training Council. We said, you have a very large program. You have about 5,000 design students doing 2- and 3-year diplomas. So I said, you would be one of the biggest design schools in Asia. But at the moment, your program is spread in 5 or 6 different locations. And all the courses are conducted in what I call a high school-like environment. And I think that is wrong. I said, you have to start to project the right perception to your students, to your faculty members, and to the future employers, and to the parents as well. We said design is fast moving from a vocational state to a sophisticated and very multidisciplinary state. So your school should project the appropriate perspective to the public. So we propose that they combine all their 5 or 6 programs together and to build a new campus, and this is the result. So a couple of our board members, together with the board of the Vocational Training Council, we lobbied the government quite hard for 2 or 3 years to give them the land and give them the resources to build this totally new campus. So this is possibly one of the biggest design campuses in Asia in one location with over 5,000 students. And we did a public design competition, and a very young French architecture firm won the competition. His name is Thomas Codefy, and they were pretty much unknown when they won the competition. It's a very young couple. They're both architects, and they just left the practice of a famous architecture firm in New York and went back to northern France and formed a new architecture practice. And much to their surprise, they won this competition 9 months later, and they had to move to Hong Kong for a few years to do this project. But the impact has been quite amazing. Soon after they move into this campus, it's obvious, you can tell the reaction of the students, the reaction of the faculty, the reaction of the parents, and the reaction of the employers. All of a sudden they have a totally different contemporary perception of the design profession. Next. Another project that I was very involved with, for 6 years I was also the chairman of the Polytechnic University. The PolyU is the largest university in Hong Kong, and it has the major design school in Hong Kong. So about 8 years ago, we were discussing the need for a new building for our School of Design. And then, like most polytechnics, the university was dominated by engineers, scientists, business faculty, and a lot of the top management, their understanding of the design profession is limited, and not to mention a strong long-term vision for the way forward for design education. So one of our proposals was, if PolyU is the leading school in design in Hong Kong, the university from the very top should show their commitment. So we felt that this should not be just another university building. So the final result was we decided to, in addition to what government funds we received for this building, we went way above the normal government budget. So we decided to launch our own fundraising campaign, and we like to build a much better building. So we invited 5 famous international architects for an invited competition, and in the end we chose Zaha Hadid to design this building for us. This building is almost finished now. In fact, the students already moved in a few weeks ago, but the official opening is not until early next year. But this building does not only house the School of Design. The School of Design now occupies 80% of the building, but the remaining 20% is reserved for multidisciplinary collaboration between different faculties. We invite the engineering faculty, the hotel school, hotel and tourism school, the faculty of applied social science to propose projects and to come in and do joint projects with the School of Design relating to innovation. So this, in a way, is an innovation hub for the whole campus and for all our stakeholders, including business. Next. Then I'd like to talk about another project which is also connected with the Polytechnic University. The Polytechnic University has the biggest hotel school in Asia. We have 2,100 full-time students, and we offer degrees from bachelor degree to master degree to PhD degrees, and we have a very strong research program. So again, 7 or 8 years ago, we were discussing the need for a new building because the school was expanding very rapidly, and also all of the universities in Hong Kong were moving from a 3-year degree to a 4-year degree, so we needed more space. But at the same time, we wanted to build a teaching and research hotel. So our management of the university came up with a proposal. We did have a small piece of land next to the campus, which is in a prime tourist area, Tsim Sha Tsui East, for those of you who know the Kowloon area. It's practically across the street from the Nikko Hotel, which is a major tourism area. We had a small building where we had 25 apartments for our senior staff, for our professors. So we went to the government and said, we'd like to take down this building and build a new building which will house our future School of Hotel and Tourism. And also we'd like to build a mid-sized hotel so that we can train our students there and to support research. So again, we had to lobby very hard for quite a few years to convince the government to let us change the usage of the land without paying a land premium, because as a university, there's no way we can afford the normal land premium. At that time, we estimated the land premium for us to put a hotel on this plot of land would be something like $100 million US. Of course, we couldn't afford that. So finally, we came to an agreement with the government. They would allow us to build this building, but 51% of the usage must be for education. And the hotel is not considered education, it's considered commercial. And any surplus we generate from this project must go back to the university and can only be used for education purposes. So we felt that was a pretty innovative concept. And that is why we're calling this project a social enterprise. We think, as of now, it's one of the largest social enterprises in Hong Kong, but very few people think of it as a social enterprise. The market rather think of it as an upmarket hotel. And also we had a long and hard debate what kind of hotel it should be. Because as soon as you mention a training hotel, people would think of a hotel like a Ramada Inn or Holiday Inn. But we felt very differently. We felt that we are a university and we're training future management of hotels rather than workers. We're not training them how to work as a waiter or how to clean a room or how to check in a customer at the check-in counter. We are training future managers. And also we felt that the real strength of Hong Kong hotel industry is in luxury hotels. If you think of brands like Peninsula, Mandarin Oriental, Shangri-La, they're all leading in the luxury segment, not just in Asia, but in the world, and they're all very innovative companies. So we feel that we should rather train our interns in a very upmarket, very sophisticated environment, and they should be learning how to manage rather than how to work as a junior staff. And also, most universities, when they build a teaching hotel, they would collaborate with a major hotel company like a Hyatt or Hilton or Marriott. Again, we thought long and hard about it, and we decided not to do that. We decided to form a 100% owned subsidiary, and we would hire our own management team. Now that was seen to be extremely risky because in the university, most of our top management are academics, and here we are talking about investing almost $1 billion Hong Kong dollars, which is 120 million US dollars of the university's private money, not government money, into this project. So it seemed to be taking a major financial risk, and none of us has much experience running a hotel. Why we wanted to do this? Because first of all, we want to collaborate with all the hotel companies, all the hotel groups in the region. We don't want to get too close to one hotel company. And also, we feel that in the longer run, this project would benefit the medium and small hotel groups much more than we can benefit the big groups, because big groups like the Hyatt Group, the Marriott Group, the Shangri-La Group, they have their own training programs. And, but the medium and small hotel companies, they would need such a support much more than the big groups. And secondly, all these big groups, they have a global design menu and they have a global management menu. Once you're part of the group, you can hardly change the design concepts and you can hardly change the way how you run the hotel and how you operate a hotel. And we didn't want that because we didn't want to be bound by one global design concept, and we didn't want to be bound by one operational menu. So we want this to be it's a small hotel of 250 rooms, but we like it to be ever-changing. That's why we have this slogan, unlike any other. So, but much to our surprise, 9 months after we opened, we were rated by TripAdvisor as the #1 hotel in Hong Kong, among almost 600 hotels in Hong Kong. And for a while, we were ranked above the Four Seasons, the Ritz-Carlton, the Peninsula. That was a shock to the whole hotel industry. So I'll move forward quickly. Next. Well, we put 3 elements in one building, the hotel, the entire hotel school, and we put back the 25 apartments. Next. This is a vertical garden designed by Patrick Blanc. This is possibly the largest indoor vertical garden that Patrick Blanc has ever done. Next. The interior design is done by William Lim, one of our top local interior designers. Next. And this is a kitchen designed by Conran. Next. Another kitchen, the Chinese kitchen, designed by Conran again. Next. And this is the swimming pool and the gym. And it has a fantastic view of the harbor. Next. We have a suite designed by our most famous fashion designer, Vivienne Tam. She is also an alumni of the university. Next. Same suite again. Next. And we have a teaching restaurant in the basement where the faculty member of the school and our restaurant managers jointly would teach students how to run a restaurant. So the whole restaurant is run by students. Next. We have a wine laboratory, which is mainly for education purposes. We bring in wine masters to teach our students about wine. Next. We have 3 training kitchens with 1 for Asian food, 1 for Western food, and 1 for pastry. Next. Well, in the interest of time, this is another project that I'd like to quickly talk about. This is a site on Hollywood Road, which is one of the famous old streets of Hong Kong. It's unique because that area has more than 100 antique shops selling Chinese antiques, and it has more than 100 contemporary art galleries, so it's a unique combination. And Hollywood Road is one of the oldest streets in Hong Kong. And this building has been vacant for 10 years. It was built in the 50s to be staff quarters for young police couples, young policemen with a family. And it has been vacant for 10 years, and a few years ago we made a proposal to the government that we would collaborate with the government to convert this into an incubation hub for young design companies. Because they were designed to be staff quarters, so each room is very small, it's about 40 square meters, and all the walls were low-bearing walls, so you cannot take down the walls. So we thought, well, the ideal application would be turn them into small design studios for small companies. And also, as you may know, retail rental in Hong Kong is very, very high, and is pretty much a major barrier for for small companies learning to become a retail business. So this was designed for young design companies who aspires to build a brand and who aspires to build a business. Next. So this is how it is going to be. We will be building a new building to connect the two buildings, and that's a multi-function hall which we use for events, conferences, for companies to launch new products, exhibition. Okay, I'll speed up. Next. This is how it looked before. Next. This is how it's going to be. Next. Well, this is a picture taken a few weeks ago. Next. Yeah, and this is how we envision it's going to be. On the lower floors, it will have some very nice restaurants and very nice design shops. On the upper floors, we have 100 to 120 design studios, which will be half studio and half retail. And on the top floors, we have a business design center. We have 6 rooms, which we mark as designers in residence. We have libraries, and so it will be an event center for the whole creative industry in Hong Kong. And we hope these companies they will benefit from a lot of retail traffic. They will benefit from a lot of B2B discussions, and they will benefit from a lot of cross interaction between themselves. Next. And very quickly, my colleague last night, tomorrow we'll talk about the West Kowloon Cultural District and the M+ project, so I won't talk about a lot here. But this is, again, is a major project of our government. It's a prime piece of land which is dedicated to be a cultural district. There will be arts performance venues, there will be a major new museum, and 1/3 of it will be open space for the public, 1/3 will be cultural facilities, and 1/3 will be commercial development. Next. And this is M+, our future new museum for 20th and 21st century visual culture. And tomorrow you'll hear a lot more about this project. So just a very quick overview of the direction we're going. We are really focusing on the whole creative ecology of Hong Kong, how Hong Kong as a community is supporting the forward development of our creative industries. And we, as the Design Center, we like to be a catalyst, we like to be an influencer, and we like to be a facilitator of collaboration. Thank you.